Hi, Frequent Flower subscribers. It's Sarah LeBou with Main Street Florist. And this month, we've got tulips that you'll be working with. Tulips are one of my favorite to work with, and especially I love getting them in when it doesn't quite feel like spring yet, and I'm just ready for a little pop of color in my house. So start with your simple clean vase with clean water and flower food inside. If you have a 10 stem bouquet, you're actually going to get double. You're going to get 20 stems. So whatever subscription you have, we doubled it this month so that we're really filling it to value with these tulips. We got a great deal, so we're passing it on to you. So the first thing you're going to do is remove the plastic wrap. And you can go ahead and remove these rubber bands. So a few fun facts about tulips. Tulips are one of the only cut flowers that once they're cut from the bulb, they will continue to grow. So when we get them here in the shop, we often will not put them in water right away because we want them to kind of stay in this stage. We keep them enclosed in our cooler so they almost go dormant. Now, as soon as you give them a fresh cut and put them in water, they're going to continue to grow. So keep that in mind that what your arrangement looks like today might look a little different tomorrow or the next day when they've grown a little bit. If that's the case, you just pull it out, give them a quick trim, and put them right back in. I typically tell you to remove any foliage that falls below the water line. That is still true if you have any foliage that looks like it might be droopy, go ahead and take it off. But with tulips, their foliage is so beautiful and complements them so well, we're going to leave on as much foliage as we can. So we're going to attempt a little trick here. I saw another florist do this, and I thought it was a great tip to pass on to you. So I am going to just line up all of my tulips, line up their heads, in kind of a nice deep bunch. I also really enjoy tulips because they're easy to design with. We're going to see if this little trick we try today makes it even easier. So the gentleman I saw doing this, it was another florist. I think he's in the Chicago area. He had 50 stems of tulips he was doing this with, which was amazing. Now this guy is still there. He's just tucked down in, but that's okay. He's going to get taller. He'll show up. So lining all my tulips up end to end. And trying not to cross my stems, just kind of a nice flat row. Okay, ready for it? This is what he did. He said, scoop up your tulips, and right now they're going to look a little like an oval, and you just give them a quick little bend so they're a nice little bundle. Now, that was not overly dramatic. Now, if I had 50 tulips here, it would be very dramatic. But it still gives us a nice little bouquet, and they're all lined up beautifully. So at this point, what you could do to make your arranging a little easier, depending on your vase, is go ahead and take a rubber band and bind those together so they'll stay put. It's also going to make it easy for you to change out the water and trim the stems when you need to. If you want to hide this mechanic, wrap it with a little bit of ribbon or bind wire, or just some other decorative element. So I'm going to take my rubber band. I'm going to grab just a couple of the stems, twist, and go all the way around. Just so it's sort of a loose bind, I am going to move it upwards. That just prevented, doing that first twist kind of prevented me from having to bind it 3 times and make it more difficult. Or if you have any florist tape, you could tape it off. If your vase is narrow enough, you might not need it at all. Okay, we're going to give these a quick trim. Okay, and I'm just going to set them down in my vase. How beautiful is that? Tulips also like to bend towards the light, so keep that in mind where you decide to place your arrangement at home. If you've got a window to a side of it, it's likely that they will start to bend that direction. So you may have to rotate your vase to give you that nice full look. Sometimes too, we'll see tulips come in and they'll be a little droopy. Sometimes it just takes them a little bit to rehydrate. Put a light source above them and they'll also bend towards that light. Tulips are not known to be a really long-lasting flower, although we still enjoy them anyways. But there are a few things that can help you get the longest vase life out of your blooms. So definitely change that water daily makes a big difference, and giving them a little bit of a trim. I've got this vase completely full. When we're arranging for the shop in a retail world and sending flowers, we always want to have the vase completely full of water so that we know the flowers are getting a drink. In your home, you may not need this amount of water. You can get by with just a few inches to keep your tulips happy. It's also going to prevent more bacteria growth possibly happening higher up on the stem, which will shorten their vase life. I hope you guys enjoy working with your tulips this month, and we'll see you next time.